Yes. Okay, there's one.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming today. Today is our remembrance of the Komatsubara persecution of Nichiren Shonin, and our president, Nathan Schoaf, is going to stand up and tell us a little bit about the Komatsubara persecution. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you.
And you'll come over here so people in the interwebs can see you.
So today, we're remembering the persecution that Nichiren Shonin, our founder, suffered as he was traveling to actually one of the samurai's homes who supported him. So although a lot of individuals in the ruling classes in Japan, the samurai and daimyo, were staunch opponents to Nichiren Shonin, he did have his friends, and he did have supporters among the samurai class. So he was traveling to get to this individual's home. And this is actually preceding the Tachunakuchi persecution, which we celebrated earlier this year. Unfortunately, the opponents of Nichiren Shonin caught wind of the fact that he was traveling. He was traveling with a small band of his monk followers. So as he was in the Komatsubara forest, before he reached the home of his supporter, he was ambushed suddenly by a number of samurai and their retainers. During this ambush, many of his monks were killed, and Nichiren Shonin himself almost lost his life. His supporter, whose home was not far away, caught wind of this battle going on frankly, it was a battle. And rushed with his supporters, his retainers, to try to help his friend and spiritual mentor. Unfortunately, he was killed during the battle. Now, Nichiren Shonin, we know, wasn't. And it was, in fact, a great miracle that he wasn't. During the battle, the leader of the samurai came forward on his horse. Nichiren Shonin did not have a horse. And brought his sword up and almost struck Nichiren Shonin, almost tried to cut his head off, frankly. Luckily, Nichiren Shonin had a juzu.
It was juzu. And he
And
flex the sword slightly out of the way, and so instead of actually slicing his head, it just nicks his forehead. And so, because of this, we celebrate starting November the 11th. We put a bandage on Nichiren Shonin's head until the spring to symbolically recognize all of those who gave their lives for our practice, for this practice of chanting Namu no. Very similar to Christians. And very unlike just about any other sect in Buddhism, Nichiren Buddhism has a lot of martyrs, a lot of people who were killed for their faith in the Lotus Sutra, in the faith that the idea that everybody's equal, that everyone has the potential capacity to become a Buddha, and they died for their faith. And so the reason that we remember this is we remember all of the trials and tribulations that Nichiren Shonin went through. We remember that in the Lotus Sutra it says that people who preach this universal law of saving everybody will be persecuted at some point. People don't like to hear that everybody's equal and that everybody can achieve their highest potential. And so we remember the hardships that Nichiren Shonin suffered, and we remember the hardships that his followers suffered, and those who died and were tortured and persecuted just for the belief that everybody's equal.
One of the most curious aspects of the story of the Komatsubara persecution is that legend has it that when Nichiren Shonin deflected the sword with his juzu, at that point in time, a light flashed in the sky and an image of Kishimojo, the ogre mother, appeared. This, legendarily, knocked the samurai off of his horse, and he fell and actually died from smashing his head on a rock.
If you look in your pamphlet today, you'll see that there is a famous illustration that I put in there of that supposed exact mythological moment of when Nichiren Shonin deflects the blade, Kishimojo comes out and her shining visage scares the samurai on the horse, whose horse rears back and he falls to the ground, hitting his head. And some would say thereby showing that the Lotus Sutra was correct, where in the 26th chapter, Kishimojo and her sister said that anyone who threatens a priest of the Lotus Sutra, that they will bash their head. It's part of the mythology of Buddhism and the time period and historical context. Go ahead.
So again, that's roughly the story of Komatsubara and the persecution, this particular persecution that Nichiren and his followers suffered. But again, he survived it, as he survived all his persecutions, and was able to regroup and eventually, after his wounds heal, come back even stronger. But during these winter months, as Kanyu mentioned, during these winter months, we place a bandage on the statue of Nichiren Shonin's head as an allusion to the cut that he suffered and the time of healing that he went through.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very nice. Very nice. So today, as we practice, let's remember that we owe our practice to the efforts of a lot of individuals that go back hundreds and hundreds of years. This is the 753rd anniversary of the Tatsuno-Kuchi execution. So for 753 years, we have venerated all of those who suffered and given their lives for the Lotus Sutra. So let's start with some silent meditation. Please place your hands in Hokai Join, Cosmic Realm Mudra. We'll begin with Jo Shingyo, Meditation will purify our mind and body, so the chanting of the old Gayatri Mantra. Amore. Ujo right. Wholeheartedly we bow to you, who was persecuted in Kojo for spreading the Dharma at the risk of his life, as the original disciple of superior practice, the great founder Nichiren, the great Bodhisattva. Now we burn incense in regard to the precepts, meditation, and emancipation. May the light and fragrant cloud of this incense pervade the Dharma world. We offer this incense to the countless Buddhas of the worlds of the 10 directions. Maybe we be able to see and partake of the fragrance of the world of tranquil extinction. Namu myo renge kyo. Namu myo renge kyo. Namu myo Irisange. Ah! Please turn to page 5 for invocation. The Dharma book. I will read the invocation. Honor be to the great mandala, the perfect circle of all honorable ones revealed by our founder Nichiren Shonin. Honor be to the eternal Buddha Shakyamuni, our original teacher, the Lord of the Dharma, our great benefactor who attained enlightenment in the remotest past. Honor be to the Sutra of the Lotus Flower of the wonderful Dharma, the teaching of equality, the great wisdom, the one vehicle. Honor be to our founder, the great Bodhisattva Nichiren Shonin, dispatched by our original Buddha. Honor be to Renge Ajari Nichiji Shonin, the first overseas missionary. Honor be to the protective deities of the Dharma. We honor all of you. May you come to this consecrated place out of your compassion towards us. See us with the light of your wisdom and accept our offering of chanting the sutra and Namu. Please turn to page 9, verses for opening the sutra. We'll read together. The most profound and wonderful teaching is presented in this sutra. This sutra is difficult to meet even once in thousands and millions of aeons. Now we have been able to see, hear, receive, and keep this sutra. May we understand the most excellent teaching of the Tathagata. The most excellent teaching of the great vehicle is very difficult for us to understand. We shall be able to approach enlightenment when we see, hear, or touch this sutra. Expounding is the Buddha's wisdom. Expounded is the Buddha's truth. The letters composing this sutra are the Buddha's manifestation. Just as perfume is caught by something put nearby, so shall we be richly benefited by this sutra, even when we are not aware of being so benefited, because infinite merits are accumulated in the sutra. We can expiate our past transgressions, do good deeds, and attain Buddhahood by the merits of this sutra. It does not matter whether we are wise or not, or whether we believe the sutra or slander it. This sutra is the most wonderful and most excellent taught by the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. May we meet and receive it, birth after birth, world after world. Page 11, chapter 3, in Japanese. O renge kyo, oen ondai ni, iji se san, san mai an jo ni ki go shai on shou shi re, in no go shi re mon, an ge dan yu sai do mon, yaku shi butsu do ku do shi shou ri sha da, butsu do shin man, yaku sen man goku tu shu shou butsu in do shou butsu du do do ho tu do shou shin do shou
Yo Shodo Haku Shuju Osho Fun Oju Ta Te Ta Shujo Shoju Raku Shoten Kaku Tenku Josa Shuji Taku Mandara Te San Shuju Dai Shu Da Do Do Fuki Shu Ten Shojin Fu Fu Sho Fu Lo Sho Se Shu Man Se Sho Tai Shu Do Yaku Do Ren Ta So Yi Ko Fu Mon San Go Myo Sho Wu Shu Fu Do Shu Wa Shi Ji Sha So Tai Ten Ta Shin Tai Shi Seven Go Wu Shi Ji Shi Shu Se Shu 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 Lo Shu Tai Ten Bu Sha Yi Se Shu Shu Nam Chi Ka Shi Do Se Ko Sho Mu Lo Shu No Mu Shu Go Fu Shu Go Sho Ko No Ko Wu Chi Sha Mo Ko Shi Sho Ki Ko Dan Yo Yo Shin Bu Shu Do Shu Bu Ko No Yi Zen Ho Ben Ji Ji O Shi Ko Shi Lai Ni Mon Chi Mu No Se So Mo Da Ya Bu Chi Se Bu Shu Shou Shu Yen Sha Yi Bon Du Ten Do Chi Shu Lai Yi Bon Na Su Yi Do Ten Ya Go Yi Shou Yo Shi Shen Do Yi Tsu Ya Ku Ro Yo Da O A Ku Do Shu Ga Do Shi Shu Do 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 Su Do Do Shi Yo Shou Ka Do Shi Se Shu Shu
The Sutra of the Lotus Flower of the Wonderful Dharma, Chapter 21, The Supernatural Powers of the Tathagata. Because the world saviors have great
supernatural powers, they display their immeasurable supernatural powers in order to cause all living beings to rejoice. Of their countries, the heaven of innumerable rays of light are emitted from their bodies for those who are seeking the enlightenment of the Buddhas to be sincerely to be seen. The sound of offering of the Buddhas and the sound of their fingers snapping reverberate over the world of the 10 quarters and the count of those which in the 6 days of Buddha's cosmology display their immeasurable supernatural powers because the Bodhisattvas from underground how to keep the sutra after my extinction. Even if I pray for innumerable kalpas, the keeper of the sutra to whom it is to be transmitted, I cannot praise him highly enough. His merits are as limitless, as infinite, as boundless as the skies of the world of the 10 quarters. Anyone who keeps this sutra will be able to see me. He also will be able to see many treasures. Buddha, the Buddhas of my replicas and the Bodhisattvas whom I have taught today. Anyone who keeps this sutra will be able to cause him to rejoice. He also will be able to bring joy to the Buddhas of my replicas and also to many treasures. Buddha who once passed away, he also will be able to see the present, past, and future Buddhas of the world of the 10 quarters. Make offerings to them and cause them to rejoice. The Buddhas at the place of enlightenment, and obtain the hidden for anyone who keeps the sutra will be able to obtain the same before long. Anyone who keeps the sutra will be able to expound the meaning of the teachings and the names and words of the sutra. Their eloquence will be as boundless and as unhindered as the wind in the sky. Anyone who understands what the Buddhas expound of the sutra in the series of sutras, and who expounded after my extinction according to its true meaning will be able to eliminate the darkness of the living beings of the world where he walks about just as the light of the sun and the moon eliminates all darkness. He will be able to cause it to know the noble bodhisattvas to help finally in the one vehicle. Therefore, the man of wisdom who hears the benefits of these merits introduces sutra after my extinction will be able to attain the enlightenment of the Buddha and boundlessly.
Today's opening instruction from Nichiren Shonin before chanting the old Daimoku is Nanjo Koye Shichiro Domo Gosho. Nanjo Hyoe Shichiro Domo Gosho, Komatsubara Institute. On the 11th day of the 11th month this year, on the thoroughfare of Matsubara in Tojo, Awa Province, about 4 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, hundreds of Nembutsu followers ambushed me. I was accompanied by 10 people, of whom only 3 or 4 were strong enough to fight. Arrows shot by Nembutsu followers were falling like rain, and their swords were attacking us like lightning. One of my disciples was killed at that spot, and 2 others were seriously wounded. I was also hit and wounded, and faced mortal danger, but somehow I escaped death and am still alive today. My faith in the Lotus Sutra has been strengthened as I experienced persecutions such as this. It was said in the 10th chapter, the teacher of the Dharma, in the Lotus Sutra of Fascicle 4. Many people hate it, the Lotus Sutra, with a passion, even in my lifetime. Needless to say, more people will do so after my death. And in the 14th chapter, Peaceful Practices, in Fascicle 5, it states, many people in the world would have hated it, the Lotus Sutra, and few would have believed it. There are many people in Japan who read and study the Lotus Sutra. Many people are punished because they steal or commit adultery. But no one has been punished due to his faith in the Lotus Sutra. Therefore, none of the followers of the Lotus Sutra in Japan have practiced the sutra as it is preached. Only I, Nichiren, have truly read it. This is what the chapter of encouragement for upholding the sutra states. We will not spare even our lives. We treasure only unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, I, Nichiren, am the foremost practitioner of the Lotus Sutra in Japan. Please turn to page 62. The Wound Sword. The wonderful truth expounded in the Lotus Sutra, whose old Daimoku we now chant, is what the past Buddhas taught, the present Buddhas are teaching, and the future Buddhas shall teach. It is the great Dharma, true and pure, the propagation of which was transmitted primarily to Bodhisattva Jogyo by the Buddha and non-sacred people. Once we chant Namu Myo Renge Kyo, we shall attain the right view that the 3,000 worlds exist in our minds just as they are. The pure land and tranquil light shall be manifest in our sight, and together with all other beings we shall enjoy living in the land of truth. May the sound of our chanting the old Daimoku permeate the whole world, treasures and be bestowed on all beings. May all beings enter the world of the one reality, the great vehicle. May the Buddha land be adorned in all beings, favored with the merits of Namu Myo Renge Kyo, 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 Namu Myo
Nam
Hotoge. Retaining the Sutra. Page 66. The difficulty of retaining the sutra from chapter 11, beholding the stupa of treasures. It is difficult to keep this sutra.
I shall be glad to see anyone keeping it even for a moment. So will all the other Buddhas. He will be praised by all the Buddhas. He will be a man of valor, a man of endeavor. He should be considered to have already observed the precepts and practiced the Buddha. He will quickly attain the unsurpassed enlightenment of the Buddha. Anyone who reads and recites this Sutra in the future is a true son of mine. He shall be considered to live on the stage of purity and good. Anyone after my execution who understands the meaning of this Sutra will be the eye of the world of gods and men. Anyone who expounds this Sutra even for a moment in this dreadful world should be honored with offerings by all gods and men.
Page 68. Golden chain. I am a link in Lord Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that what I do now ends my happiness and misery. May every link in Lord Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Today's echo I will read. Today in this temple, we humbly conduct this ceremony to extol the 753rd anniversary of the Komatsubara ambush incident. With this ceremony, we can express only a small portion of our gratitude and appreciation. We most humbly consider that Nichiren Dai Bosatsu, at the age of 23, on November 11th, 1264, was attacked by the steward Tojo Tagenobu at Komatsubara in Tojo village in Awa. As swords, spears, and arrows poured down around him and his disciples like rain and hail, some of them were killed. Our founder's head was also cut. However, the heavenly gods and benevolent deities who protect the Lotus Sutra fulfilled their promise that any who troubled the expounder of the Dharma shall have their heads split into 7 pieces, thereby extending Nichiren's life and fulfilling Kishimojin's vow. His determination to spread the teachings became stronger than ever. How can we praise him enough? Hail to the one who faced the Komatsubara ambush incident, the great leader who spread the Dharma at the risk of his life, our founder, Nichiren Dai Bosatsu. We will not spare even our lives and treasure only unsurpassed enlightenment. May the Buddha accept our deep gratitude to him out of his great love and great compassion towards us. Today we also remember those in sickness and distress. We remember Issa Simmons and Carmen Laverne, Damian Reddick and Wendy Prevost, Jason Wellman, Jesse Schaefer, Lotus Meshi, David Mills, Gail Bull, Dave Watson, Beth Watson, Gabe Benitez, Victoria, Jesse Davis Burnham, Scoop, Dawn Robinson, Jamie Logan, Dennis Sullivan, Pat Sullivan, Saskia Heller, Julie Rose, Dahlia Bob Ritchie, and all those members of our Sangha currently suffering or feeling any distress. We also remember those in memoriam who passed. We remember Maria Valentin and Jean Knock, Julia Petrikowski and Cheryl Sissy Jones, Stella the dog and Maggie Herman, Ming Cheese, Elaine and Joe Winter, Jack Parker, Terry Paquin, Bill Mears Sensei, Aunt Barbara, Kazuko Jordan, Cheryl Cushman, Patrick Scanlon, Dawn Robinson's husband, Mother Coleman, Phyllis Stevens, Robert Rose, and Jared Lovejoy. May the merits we have accumulated by this offering be distributed among all living beings, and may we and all other living beings attain the awakening of the Buddha, and may the Dharma realm be equally benefited to all. Amen. Shigu Seigan before
Sentient beings are innumerable. I vow to save them all. Our defilements are inexhaustible. I vow to quench them all. The Buddha's teachings are immeasurable. I vow to save them all. The way of the Buddha is unexcelled. I vow to attain the path sublime.
With this body.
Until I attain Buddhahood, I shall maintain my faith in the Lotus Sutra. Namu myo renge kyo. Namu myo renge kyo. Namu myo renge kyo.
Today we'll be doing Busho rather than San. Venerable ones, remember us. Be where you like and come again under your compassion. Especially anything how you believe, how we grow into it. We'll begin, or we will end as we began with silent meditation. This time, Jin Shingyo, meditation on the merits of Myo and sublime Dharma of life. Thank you all very much. Wonderful. The chanting was fantastic today. It was very good to see you. Wow. So, thank you all for your efforts today, for dedicating your merits to all sentient beings, and for remembering our founding Nichiren Shonin and all the people who've given their lives and their efforts for Dharma, as well as the Buddha himself. So, if you all wouldn't mind, we have our picture to take.
Better? Yes.
All right, so let's, oh, James, you're here too. Oh, my goodness. The whole thing.
They all came around.
Fans here. All right, let's get set up and take a picture and then we'll have a ET and credits, so to speak.
Oh,
Bring that stuff with me.
Yes. I saw that. Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
Today was a bigger holiday, so a bigger ritual.
Even more nuts. And every time I come, now the thing is leaving.
Put it on some more pen. I said, put it on me, that's what I'm here for you.
Yeah. We've changed these now.
It's
let me just start from.
and then also getting
You're right.
I know.
I'd say you're.
Why is that?